Hi, I'm Joe Sandwright Calendar, the author of the Happy Little Garbage Truck picture book and educational program. Well, we've been meeting on Fridays because, as I said, that I'm preparing to present and launch my new paperback book and novel and ebook very shortly. It might be next week if I have everything that I'm hoping to have together by then. But those preparations have taken a lot of the time that I usually present my blogs. But I'm trying to make these as meaty as I can to make up for those that I'm not doing during the week. So, without any further ado, the Happy Little Garbage Truck I wrote to help increase and encourage children to develop a healthy self esteem. And also, it's a literacy book. It teaches new words to children from primary to second grade. But in the process of working on this book, I started to think about ways that we, as adults, teachers, parents, can help encourage our students and our children to have a healthier self esteem. And that brought me to reviewing Z. Hereford's article, Live a Life of Courage, because courage is one of the most important aspects of being, to live and living our lives, especially these days with, the different illnesses and diseases around. We really do have to dig down deep and have courage and resilience during these days. So we were looking at 5 points from Mrs. Hereford's article. Those points in developing courage are um, feeling the fear and dealing with fear head on, like the one book that I mentioned, Feel the Fear, Do It Anyway. The second one was developing a willingness to develop courage. You have to kind of want it. You don't want to, you see the results of not having courage. So it has to be something that you want personally for yourself, and then develop that also, that desire in your children. Noting how courage looks in others. And this was one of the important points that I found because, you do see it in daily life, you see it in film, you read about it. I always liked those adventure books where the person has to overcome nature to have a successful, get to the other side successfully. So, there's so many different images of how courage looks, and we'll talk about one in a minute. And then taking small steps towards that goal. It's not like a big leap. All of a sudden, one day you wake up, hey, I'm going to be able to do this, tackle it. No, we all have to come through this bit by bit. And then having the successes allows us to get to that next step. So, it's starting and taking it step by step. And then the fifth point was developing faith. And that is what Miss Hereford said is we either have, well, she said not either, but she said having faith in ourselves or in a higher power. And as I said last time, I believe that faith for me comes from God. That's my higher power. But as I was thinking about faith being this powerhouse that we build upon all of the other elements as well, this other four steps, I was reminded of a film that vividly depicted faith. And if you remember back years ago, the Indiana Jones movie came out called The Last Crusade. It was Harrison Ford and Sean Connery. It's like a really amazing film by Spielberg. But Harrison Ford was attempting to capture the Holy Grail. And it was in an ancient cave or relic type of, I don't know, some kind of building of some sort. But since it was very old, there was a point where he came to the end of his path. On the other side, I think was the Grail, but between him and the Grail was this chasm. And he, of course, in the Indiana Jones way, he pauses on the, he almost takes a step, but then realizes there's a cliff. And you can't even see to the bottom. It's just blackness. But he closes his eyes. I kind of remember this, it's been years. And he either says a brief prayer or some kind of affirmation and then takes a step off the ledge into the unknown. And I'm not going to give you any spoilers in case you haven't seen it. But to me, Steven Spielberg, this was one of the best visual depictions of faith that I've seen in film. And, it's so vivid that, it's 32 years ago and I still remember it. But that's what faith is. It's stepping into the unknown. And I was looking at some definitions, and one was a complete trust in someone or something. So in that instance, Indy believed that there was something that would allow him to get to the other side. So in the next few weeks, we're going to be looking at how to develop faith and confidence to bring us to that point of courage. So thank you so much for being with me today, and we'll talk next time. Please subscribe, please share. Bye-bye.